Writing. The announcement exploded across social media within hours. A simple video opened with a drone shot sweeping over endless mountains, thick forests, rushing rivers, and rocky cliffs. Then the camera stopped on the host standing in the middle of the wilderness with a confident smile. "I've stranded 100 people in the wilderness," he said. "They'll have to survive together for 30 days. Whoever lasts until the end has a chance to win $250,000. The challenge instantly became the most talked about event on the internet. Thousands of people applied from different backgrounds. Some were athletes. Others were office workers, college students, teachers, mechanics, nurses, and parents looking for a chance to change their lives. Each had a different reason for joining. Some wanted the money to pay off debt. Some hoped to start a business. Others simply wanted to prove they were stronger than they believed. After weeks of interviews and medical evaluations, 100 contestants gathered at a remote airfield before sunrise. Most had never met before, but excitement filled the air. Some introduced themselves with handshakes and nervous smiles. Others quietly observed the competition, already trying to figure out who looked the strongest. The host welcomed everyone. "Congratulations," he said. "You are the final 100. Today your journey begins. Remember, this isn't just about strength. It's about teamwork, patience, problem-solving, and determination." The contestants climbed aboard several helicopters carrying only a backpack filled with basic survival supplies. Each person received a sleeping bag, a small cooking pot, a fire starter, a knife, a metal water bottle, and a simple first aid kit. There would be no phones, no internet, no outside communication, and no hidden supplies waiting in the forest. As the helicopters lifted into the sky, conversations slowly faded. Looking down through the windows, everyone saw nothing but endless green forest stretching toward distant mountains. Rivers twisted like silver ribbons between towering trees, while steep cliffs cast long shadows across the valleys below. One contestant laughed nervously. "I thought this would be closer to civilization." Another replied, "I don't think civilization exists anywhere near here." The helicopters landed one after another in a wide clearing surrounded by dense forest. As the engines shut down, an unfamiliar silence settled over the group. The only sounds were birds calling from the trees and the wind moving through the branches. The host gathered everyone together one last time. "Behind these trees lies your new home for the next 30 days. There are rivers for water, forests for shelter materials, and natural food sources if you know where to look. No one is coming to rescue you unless it's a medical emergency or you choose to quit." A large red button stood beneath a waterproof tent nearby. "If you decide to leave, press this button. A rescue team will arrive. But once you quit, you can never return." Everyone stared at the button. It looked simple. Almost harmless. Yet everyone understood what it represented. Giving up. The countdown began. 3. Contestants adjusted their backpacks. 2. Several exchanged determined looks. 1. The challenge officially started. At first, excitement outweighed fear. People quickly divided into small groups based on their skills. A former carpenter offered to build shelters. An experienced camper volunteered to teach fire making. A biology student identified edible plants while a retired military medic organized basic safety procedures. By evening, several shelters had begun taking shape using fallen branches, logs, and large leaves. Others collected firewood while a few searched for fresh water. One team discovered a nearby stream flowing over smooth rocks. "We've got water," someone shouted. Cheers echoed through the forest. The discovery boosted everyone's confidence. Maybe surviving here wouldn't be impossible after all. As darkness approached, the temperature dropped much faster than expected. Bright sunshine disappeared behind thick clouds, and cold mountain air settled across the valley. Contestants gathered around small campfires, sharing stories from home. One father admitted he had entered the competition hoping to save enough money to send his daughter to college. A young woman wanted to open her own bakery. Another contestant dreamed of paying for his mother's medical treatment. For a while, the competition felt less like a game and more like a community built by strangers chasing hope. Then the first night arrived. The peaceful mood disappeared. Strange animal calls echoed through the forest. Branches cracked somewhere beyond the firelight. The wind shook tall trees, making them groan in the darkness. Many contestants barely slept. Every unfamiliar sound made someone sit up and scan the shadows. Morning finally arrived with tired faces and aching muscles. The excitement of the first day slowly gave way to reality. Collecting enough firewood required hours of hard work. Finding edible food proved much more difficult than expected. Several shelters leaked after a brief rainstorm. Blisters appeared on hands that had never chopped wood before. Small disagreements started appearing. One group argued because some members weren't contributing equally. Another debated whether they should hunt, fish, or continue searching for edible plants. "We're wasting energy," one contestant complained. "We need a real plan." Another fired back. "I'm doing everything I can." The tension grew stronger as hunger increased. Even simple tasks became exhausting. Walking through uneven terrain while carrying heavy logs left everyone drained. Still, nobody wanted to be the first person to quit. The red button remained untouched. Every contestant glanced at it occasionally but quickly looked away. On the third day, dark clouds rolled across the mountains. Heavy rain began without warning. Within minutes, carefully built shelters started collapsing. Campfires hissed and died beneath the downpour. Clothes became soaked. The ground turned into thick mud. People scrambled to protect what little equipment they had. Some worked together, reinforcing damaged shelters with additional branches. Others struggled alone. The storm lasted for hours. When it finally ended, the campsite looked completely different. Several shelters had been destroyed. Food supplies had become wet. Everyone looked exhausted. The host watched everything from hidden observation cameras placed throughout the wilderness. The challenge had only just begun, yet the contestants were already discovering that survival demanded far more than confidence. It required patience, trust, sacrifice, and the willingness to keep moving forward even when every part of the body wanted to stop. As the fourth sunrise broke through the trees, the remaining 100 contestants stood quietly around the camp, tired but determined. They had survived only a few days, but each of them now understood the true nature of the challenge. The wilderness wasn't trying to defeat them all at once. It was testing them a little more with every passing day.